Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Angry Cast. This is a state of the channel address. From time to time, I like to do these things that I will come to you and tell you where we are, where we've been, and where we're going. And while we're doing that, we sometimes play games in the background with no care for what they are. It's just something pretty to look at while you listen to an ugly voice. That being said, let's kick off what's happening. Okay, so let's start off with everything that I've already told you all before on different videos, but I'm going to tell you again because not everybody watches all of the videos. Some people have their favorites, which I'm okay with. Way back when, about a month ago, well, this was about mid-March, our senior dog, she's a 16-year-old lovable pup named Haley, had a little bout of cellulitis on her leg. And because of that, she was not able to put any weight on it until it was cleared up through antibiotics. She also has a little bit of touch arthritis in the back legs and a little bit of dementia, but other than that, she's very, very fine. Because of this, we have to pick her up and take her outside to let her go out, because it's not a straight shot out the door. There's steps involved. So pick her up, carry her outside. She can walk around the yard just fine, pee, bring her back in. She walks around for a little bit, and then she goes and lays down for a bit. But with the cellulitis and she couldn't walk, we had to sort of keep her on her bed with pee pads and some towels, and then just deal with that when it happened, and then clean everything up and move everything. And because of all this, Megan was sleeping out on the couch with her because there's not a softer bed, but a shorter bed that she couldn't fall off and hurt herself from if she happened to squirrel away. And then she could just, easily move her off, clean everything up, and move her back without having to disturb anybody else who might be sleeping. Unfortunately, she had to disturb me while sleeping because she was cleaning up a mess, and she slipped on one of the pee pads and broke her arm. Broke the ulna and the radius, non-displaced, thankfully, so she doesn't have a cast, but she's in a brace, and that's probably going to be, still same 4 to 6 weeks, but she can't do anything, so I've been sleeping in on the couch. The dog can walk just fine now, as she was before. I still have to carry her outside and down the steps because she's old and doesn't really have that great of mobility, but she will run around in the yard or run around on the pavement, but she will not walk very well on hardwood floors, especially if she has to pee or the weather is bad, because she has to pee and the arthritis gets bad. So that's where we're at. So because of that, I haven't been able to really do a full complement of recording on the channel. I've been doing these voiceovers on my phone, which I'm doing now, and then I will, apply the voiceover to video that I record later. It's because I only have time to play when everybody else is maybe sleeping or not making any noise, so that I don't disturb them. And unfortunately, because of that, I do not have the ability to record voice and video at the same time. So I record the video, and then I come back later and add in the voice. And it's becoming harder and harder for me to keep up with the schedule I try to keep up with, but we're trying as hard as we can. And that is where I'm at the moment. That is where I'm at with the situation. What I'm playing at the moment still is going to be, for the time being, we are still playing Fallout 3, Game of the Year Edition. Moving through that. Minecraft is still there. Don't worry, Minecraft is still there if you really care. It's just taking a little bit of a break because I have to do a hell of a lot of work ahead of time in order to get to the next point. What is that work? Well, last we left off, we were doing some stuff with, I don't even remember. Oh, we were trying to cure a zombie villager, I think, at one point. I still have a lot of advancements left to go through, and I still have to go against the dragon, and that's where we're heading to next. But in order to do that, I want to build myself up to having a full set of netherite armor, and I'm not finding a lot of ancient debris in the nether right now, so it's been taking me this long to get all that done. And I have a video out there probably that explains all this, but just to give you an idea of what we're doing, I'm going to do a video of me gathering up everything I need to do to go to the end and kill the dragon and do all that. But it's going to be some time for me to put it all together. That being said, we are going to come back to that as soon as possible. In the meantime, we've been putting up some one-offs, some random bits, as it were, on some games that I found that were pretty damn cool. One was Creo God Simulator, a free game on Steam, I believe. It's just basically like a SimCity God Simulator, but it's like ancient times. You build a city, you gain followers who give you what you call willpower, and then you can use that willpower to either smite them or help them if it comes down to it. And like a herd of cats, a swarm of locusts, fire, earthquakes, everything can happen, and it's a manage your shit time. It's fun. I'm also have put out a demo, which for a really cool game called Terra Nil, which I don't know when it's going to be released. Supposedly this year, sometime in 2022. It is a kind of a reverse simulation, like a world simulation. Whereas, if you know the game Satisfactory, in which you arrive on a lush planet and you destroy the hell out of it for the sake of automation and just mining and taking everything and stripping the planet of all of its resources for some company, Terra Nil is the exact opposite, where you find a wasteland and you convert it back into an ecological dream, and then you clean up your stuff and you leave no carbon footprint. It's a pretty neat little demo we played out there, and I can't wait to see what happens with that. Another one we tried, another simulator or God simulator, Worldbox. It's been around there for a while. It's pretty fun, pretty cool. It's sort of like let's see what happens if we set people against orcs, or orcs against dwarves, or animals versus people, or nature versus nature, and see what happens. Did a couple of videos on that. I think at least one video on that. And I think we put out some some GTA from me and Megan playing. A couple of things. I think some more yacht missions, and I think we started the Los Santos Tuners. I think that's what it's called. So there's that. I don't know how much we'll get back to that, because us recording GTA requires us both to be in a looped up state. Just mental exhaustion or giddiness that we can have fun with. Otherwise, we just can't get into the rhythm, which sucks. So that's kind of like what you're seeing in place of Minecraft while I get ready to go after the dragon. The other things that we're still playing, Fallout Shelter. Again, Fallout Shelter is always going to be based on viewership. Now, my terms of viewership and your term of viewership could be two different things. I'm seeing roughly about 19 to 30 views on a video, which is dismal at best for even a half decent content producer on YouTube. If otherwise, it's that's for me, it's pretty good though. So that's how that works. We're gonna keep doing that as long as I got the viewership, and we're gonna go all the way to 999,999 caps, get all of our dwellers up to 50, and smack them all out on specials, and that's where we're gonna be to prove the point once and again that you do not have to spend your real money on in-game purchases in order to advance and get to where I'm at. And I think we've proved it time and time again, but we're going to keep going. What else? Evoland right now, Evoland 2 is still going on, probably till I think I have it scheduled to be ending in June, to which something is already ready, and I will talk about that in the next segment of where we're headed. And then, let's see here, what else we got? We got Fallout Shelter, Minecraft, Fallout 3, and Evoland 2. I've talked about them all. So that covers everything that we're doing. We're going to go back and cover the past and then cover the future, and then you will have a better sense of where the state of the channel is. State of denial, I think, but we'll do that. So we're going to pause right now, and I have to go join a call, and I will be back in a bit. And we're back. It's actually several hours later because I had a long day. So I'm heading out to grab some dinner because nobody wants to cook when they're exhausted. Where have we been? How far have we come? What's the path up until now? That's the kind of thing we always try to do. Since the last time, and I don't remember when the last time was, I tried to do these quarterly, and I think I'm failing at that as well. So prior to 2022, we had started Fallout Shelter 2020, Fallout Shelter 2021 as I called it, and we have rolled on into 2022, just, steaming right along on that thing. I found a bunch of games that I want to play, and I want to record, and I want to do all that stuff. I just don't have the time. It's hard enough for me to maintain enough for just 3 days out of the week or 4 days of the week, let alone doing everything else. Also, I've come to the realization, and it pains me. You don't know how much it pains me to do this. But to give you the background of where we've come from, back in 2013 was when the AngryCast launched, with just some Minecraft, a copy of Fraps, and a dream that I could turn this into a profitable... somebody revved their engine. A profitable venture, much like I did with doing t-shirt designs. And I mean that because doing t-shirts, I spend $60 a year on an account with Cafe Press, and I can pretty much count on December sales covering that maybe 3 times now, 9 years later. Used to be a lot better back in the day, but it's not as good as it used to be. But still, so I call that profitable because I'm only spending $60 a year, and I'm making, I think if I check my taxes right, like $7,000 or $8,000 just on shirts alone, and that's something I put in like 2 to 3 hours on a semi-regular basis, so it's profitable. But I try to do the same thing with the AngryCast and YouTube. But I came in at the tail end of the golden age of YouTube, before the dark times, before the demonetization and the stupid rules from YouTube on how to be able to monetize and get ad revenue on your channel. So it didn't go that well. But at that time, and that's another side point altogether, at that time I had a 500 gig laptop, and that's pretty much where I lived. And I kept all of the raw footage, the raw data, all of the clips that I recorded, and then edited down into a 25 to 30 minute video, were sitting on that laptop. And then I got a 2 terabyte maybe, or 3 terabyte hard drive, and put them on there. I've got now, after 9 years, I've got probably 6 to 7 external hard drives ranging from about 2 terabyte to 14 terabyte. And I had to just buy a new one. So YouTube was not profitable at all because I had to keep buying $200 external hard drives. And that's because I kept all the raw footage. I was a digital hoarder. Every little thing, because I thought I want to come back maybe one day and look at this. It's posterity. Look back at who I was in my mid 30s to early 40s. When I'm 60 and maybe still know how to work a computer. and get to that stuff if it still works, to just see where I was, to see what kind of a person I was, something to pass on as a legacy, like the digital legacy to Bailey or anybody else, to say, here's who I was in my 30s and how stupid was I. But because I keep running out of space and holding all that digital footage, now on a PlayStation, a 30-minute video may be about 2 to 3 gig worth of raw footage. A 30-minute video on the PC with Fraps is about 57 to closer to 100 gig of footage itself. So you can see where if I heavily lean on playing on a PC, I'm going to run out of space much quicker. And I've been doing a majority of my playing on PC right now because I got a better PC. So I had to make a hard decision, and I did it with Fallout Shelter, because the other thing that I have done is, over the years, I have gotten a little more efficient with recording. and playing and recording. The couple of games that taught me how to do that were No Man's Sky, Stardew Valley, and Dead Island when I played it again on the PlayStation 4. And what I always do is there would always be, and I wish I could have kept a lot of them, but I didn't because I didn't need them. But it was always these, don't use this clip at the beginning of a clip that I didn't intend on using on the PlayStation. I would just announce that I wasn't going to use that clip, and when I went through and checked all my footage, if I saw that, I could just say delete it, because it was either me traveling from one place into another, me setting up something, or me not having anything that I needed to do on camera, and then I could just get rid of it later on and then start and pick up, just do a quick edit and pick up later. But when I started doing Minecraft uninterrupted, that was start to finish. I didn't turn the camera off, or it was recording every single second of every episode that I was doing. All the footage was just continuous. And the problem with that became that I didn't have a way to cleanly, show you good content because I wasn't talking. It was just me playing. And you basically had to sit there for half an hour and watch me dig a hole. So those two ideas of just being very efficient with how I'm going to play and utilizing the idea of not keeping every single clip, I was able to figure out a way to record so that I could do record 10 minutes worth of footage and use all 10 minutes worth of footage. Same thing with doing the 20-minute clips. Record 20 minutes worth of usable footage and only have the 20 minutes. So I don't have to keep raw footage that I'm never going to see on a video that I just want to have around for myself, like I did back in 2013. There's a lot of unused footage from me playing Minecraft back in the day and me playing other games that I didn't use. Skyrim, oh my gosh, so much unused footage that was sitting around. And Fallout Shelter 2021 became an opportunity for me to test this theory out by saying, you know what? I'm going to record, since I'm recording on PC, I'm just going to record exactly what I need and have to do as little editing as possible. If there's something I don't need, I don't record it. I just be more judicious with my recording and space, and then therefore I don't need to keep it. And then that also led me to a decision. If I'm doing this, if I'm recording and only keeping the footage that I'm recording and not having extra raw data that I don't use, then I don't even need to keep the raw footage because everything goes into the video. Everything goes into the video. So now an episode of Fallout Shelter that costs me in storage space of 97 gig becomes a video, fully edited and everything, that has everything I want in it, commentary, any music, bumpers that I put in, all that stuff. That becomes a 2 to 3 gig video. And I don't have to keep anything but the finished video. So that became a wake-up call to me that maybe I should stop being such a digital hoarder and start just letting go of things. Because I didn't need to keep all that footage. I have the video. The finished product is what I started out with. It just needed to be pieced together and saved. So that's where we've been, and that's where we're heading in that regards. And I'm going to become a little bit more selective, and hopefully it sharpens up the content. It sharpens up the delivery and the display for you and the presentation of everything. So that's on me, and that's where we've come from. Being horribly just take care of everything, keep it, and just sit on footage, to now just being, I have what I need, cut, print, and then delete the backups. So that's where we are and where we are going, or where we were coming from, and we're going to do where we are. I had to go pick up my dinner, so I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my food, and man, when I get home, I'm crushing these fish tacos real quick. I'm starving. Where are we going? We're going home to crush fish tacos. Now, where are we going as far as the channel is concerned? So, as I said, we have got some things that we're cleaning up in Evoland 2, and then we are going to head back to a couple of 2016 with the game Inside. That's coming out. after that, like about June. Minecraft is pretty much, like I said, going to be finishing that up at some point for right now, until the next update comes out, because we're going to have to move again and to go to find places with the deep dark. So that'll be fun. A couple other games I really want to get on the board. One, I'm not so. I don't know how I'm going to pull it off, because I'm gonna hate it. it's gonna be angry time real quick. It's a game called Satisfactory. I think it's still in dev. It's been out for a while now. It's basically, you go into a planet and then just stripping it of every natural resource it has. And the reason why it's going to be a pain in my ass is because I don't like games that are just an effort to reinvent the wheel. Meaning that, you can do this task, and then now we're going to give you the opportunity to do that task faster. And then we're going to give you the opportunity to do another task, and then we're going to give you the opportunity to do that task faster. And then we'll give you a third task that involves the previous tasks all together, and then you have to figure out a way to make it all work. It's basically process improvement, the game. And it's going to suck the living soul out of my body trying to figure this out, because these are the types of games where it's like people who have more time than possible can design wonderful factories, beautiful factories. They can just build all that stuff. Me, it's just like, here's an open space, let's plop some shit down and be done. Because I just don't have, I don't want to spend the time, either I want to spend the time building a beautiful factory, or I want to spend the time playing the game. I don't want to do both. And that's where it's going to, drive me nuts. Trying to make all these things, and because there's a lot of manual process. There's a lot of manual process to get to an automated state. And that's what's going to drive me, that's also what's going to drive me nuts. But we're going to go for it. We're going to try to attempt it, and I just need to find time to do it. Perhaps, I think, Inside is probably about a 10-week event. So probably about late summer into early fall will be about the time I will have another series up on that one. It might be that. I've got several other games that I really want to get to. Fallout 3, we are playing through to the vanilla conclusion. Then we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back and do all the DLC, and then we're going to take a break and come back and do, I think, New Vegas. I'm planning out 2025 right now, basically. What I'm doing. Which is sad. But, hey, I don't play... The one time I tried to play a game where it was right when it got released and strike while the iron's hot and find that sweet spot of being the first on the scene was Uncharted 4, and it failed miserably. And I'm not going to waste my time on that again. I'm not going to waste the money on that again. I'm going to wait till these games get cheap, and then I'm going to play them, because that's the way I roll, motherfucker. Nothing you can do about it. I appreciate a great game. I appreciate saving some money, too. It's never been about me trying to be the best there is. It's about me sharing with you the things I enjoy and hoping that you can enjoy them, too. Because, quite frankly, if you would have told me 30 years ago that I would spend my time playing video games, I would have said, yeah, sure, I could see that. At the age of 16? Yeah, definitely. If you had told me that you could make a business out of playing video games and having people watch you, I would have thought, you're crazy. Who would do that? In a lot of the games I play, it's like, if I'm going to give you up the secrets, why would you want to go play it yourself? I want you to play these games. I want you to play these games. And that's part of the thing. Is like I watch other people play. I watch other videos of people playing the games, and then I want to go play them. I want to have that fun too, and I never do get the same experience. But it's my own experience, and that's what I'm there for. So that's that happens to be why I do what I do. And as we get further into the seasons and into 2023, hopefully we will have a different set of games to play. I'm thinking Fallout Shelter is going to be done by the time we reach 999,999 caps, all of our dwellers up and running at all their perks, and we have 200 dwellers. I'm making the cutoff there. Whether we have a lot more quests to do or not, I don't care. This was always going to be a limited series, and limited is now at, I think, 32 episodes. I mean, we've been playing for almost a year now, again. And the game hasn't changed. I'm still playing the game the way it was, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. So, it's not going to get any different. Let me throw out these titles to you. Let me throw these out, and if anything seems like it's going to be fun and you want to see it, please let me know in the comments. 7 Days to Die on PC. Shadow of the Colossus on PS4. The old games, Noctropolis from PC. Yeah. I could play Minesweeper if you really care. That's a scary movie. Horizon Zero Dawn on the PlayStation 4. I don't have a PlayStation 5 yet, so don't get any hopes up about me playing the new one. There's all kinds of stuff. I can't even think about it because I'm in my car and I'm not looking at my list of games. But a lot of stuff from GOG. I want to do like something with the old Pools of Radiance. That I did a little quick ditty on it for showing you how you can use tabletop audio or something like that. So to add to your, to add some atmosphere to games, and I did that with Witness. But there's the old Forgotten Realms PC games. I would like to see if I could do that. I still want to go back and play Covert Action again. That's one of my favorite games. 2023 or beyond, maybe Skyrim again. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. I have some ideas on what I want to do, but I'm nowhere near ready for that. And that's some of that stuff. Stardew Valley on the PC. A lot of stuff I've got out there. I'll throw more into the description if I find them. So that's pretty much where we're at and where we're going and where we've been. Expect there to be this augmented reality, this augmented recording schedule for a few more weeks, just because I don't have the ability to play all the time with Megan's arm busted up and me having to take care of the dog, go to work, do all the chores and everything else that she can't do because her right arm is immobile. But after that, maybe we can figure something out. And finally, maybe I'll get to move. It's been 3 years. Have my office, and then I can do whatever the hell I want. And I won't have to worry about making anybody upset because I'm trying to record something and they want to watch TV. That would be awesome. So hopefully you get to see some fun stuff in the background that maybe we'll sneak some stuff in that you haven't seen yet. Like maybe going back and playing Portal 2 or Human Resource Machine that I never did finish. And we'll go from there. So that's all for the State of the Channel address. I want to thank you all for listening in. And I hope you have a good day. Take care of each other. Take care of the planet. Take care of yourselves. And we'll talk to you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.